how to get into any university you want to in the world, but specifically the UK. So Oxbridge, for example. Hello and welcome to another video. And today I want to talk about a topic which is quite risky, perhaps, because I'm making huge claims. I'm saying how to get into any university, but specifically Oxbridge. So the thing I'll tell you in this video is applicable globally. Applicable to pretty much any field. I don't know. There might be some exceptions, but I have not figured that out yet. So, let me get right into the answer. What you need, the requirement for this is that you need to be at least 3 years away from applying, or 2 years, 2 to 3 years away from applying, because I'm not gonna say if you have 2 days how you can guarantee yourself a spot, but you could by I don't know how you do it, but 3 years. All right, that's one thing. And another is, yeah, that is it. Yeah, and the other is you're gonna have to put the work in. I'm not saying this is a foolproof way if you don't put in any effort, because you will have to put the effort in. So how this works is I've put a link in the description to a page by the University of Cambridge on how to improve your application to Cambridge. And I think that if you follow some of the advice from this application, you're almost certainly guaranteed to get into Oxbridge, or there's a very, very, very high chance that you will. And if not, you'll probably get into another very prestigious uni. So yes, this page, all right, this page goes subject by subject, and there's quite a few subjects here, and tells you the exact resources that you should be looking at to widen your interest and knowledge and read around your subject, so that when it comes to applying, your application sounds motivated, educated, and you look like a strong applicant. And you will be a strong applicant if you do these things, for sure. So let's take a random subject, for example. Let's take architecture. This page gives you books. So it gives you architecture from prehistoric times to climate emergency architecture. Then there's talking about stuff. Not sure what that is about. How to read buildings, the eye of the skin. Then there's journals that they recommend. So they recommend 2 to 3 journals. Then there's architects to familiarize yourself with. Then there's websites about architecture. Then there's podcasts. Then there's activities. And then they give you extra resources. So they tell you to check a different section. But that is besides the point. Anyways, so it gives you all of these things that Cambridge thinks are good ways to enrich your knowledge and to build interest on the thing you're applying for. And I think if I had this resource back in year 10 or year 11, and I was wanting to go to Cambridge, I would have probably gone to Cambridge, or at least another very prestigious institute. And the thing is, when there's unis on your list, you need to do the research. And what this allows you to do is do the foundational research that you need for any subject. So if you were studying architecture, I would probably say, 3 years before you apply, go through all these resources, read the articles, read the books, listen to the podcasts, and familiarize yourself with it. This is a doubly helpful thing when you're trying to figure out what you want to do. So let's say you don't know what you want to do. Then what you do is you go to this page, you go through different things that you're interested in, you listen to some podcasts, you listen to articles, you do some research in that way, and then eventually you will find something that you very much enjoy reading about. You enjoy how it's studied. There aspects of that topic that intrigue you. Maybe you want to do research on that. That is something that you can add to your personal statements, and so on and so forth. So when you start actually caring about the subject, so okay, for example, let's say I wanted to do medicine, right? But if I did not care about medicine, or if I did not know anything about medicine, would you believe that it's probably very hard to motivate a personal statement? Everything that I would write would be so surface level that they would look at it and they'd say, oh, just another applicant. But if you were to go through these resources and find a niche, find something that you really liked, this is genuine, because as much as they want you to think you're just another applicant, they do remember you. These places, they'll remember you and they'll mention it years after. So do make sure that you're being genuine. But when you build a genuine interest for something years ahead of your application, then the application itself becomes, or the interest part of the application becomes the easiest part, because you have a strong motivation, a strong reason why you're a good candidate, because you've done all of this extra stuff to know exactly, what you want to do, why you want to do it, X, Y, and Z. And then writing the personal statement will just be a matter of your own flair, your writing skills, and so on. And when you get there, you'll be a more motivated candidate, because you've already looked at, whys and whatnot. So, to conclude, if you wanna get into any university in the world, all you have to do is go to the link in the description, go to the subject you want to study, and go through all of those resources. And while you're doing that, you'll find other stuff. It's not like this is the be all and end all of everything. You will find other stuff that you're along the way, and you'll find other subjects that you're interested in as well. It doesn't have to be that you're just because you've picked architecture that you're locked into architecture for the rest of your life. You can genuinely do whatever you want. no one's out here stopping you. So with that said, oh, these are cute. They're the bolts. Oh, nice. With that said, I hope you found something useful from this video. I hope you try and go to that link and try some of those resources. And thank you for your time, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.